Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play King's Quest VI. Last time we got ourselves a magic map, and now we are heading to these different islands. But, from a cutscene, we, the players, saw that the Vizier, however you pronounce it, is using his genie to, make things inhospitable for us. First, these guys were warned against a human coming here and trying to kill us, but we tricked them. But I get the feeling that things aren't going to go well for the other islands once we get there. But let's explore a little bit more of this area. Hello.
The tail end of this island is a riotous scramble of books, sand, and a spider's web.
Can I look at the bees at all?
The tail.
Guess not. This is interesting.
Piles of stacked books, looking ready to topple at any moment, have been arranged haphazardly on the sandy ground.
So what's all these bees anyway? Oh, I think they're spelling bees.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
What advantages? Like, how would the logistics of that work? You know what? I don't want to know the answer to that. I really, really don't.
A black widow is sitting in her web. She has long legs and an hourglass on her belly. She gives Alexander a knowing look.
Does a spider have boobs? Oh well.
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
A thread is hanging from the otherwise tightly woven web.
Have you changed your mind? My offer of wedlock is still open.
Oh, well, anyway. Oh. I want to save, but I think I need to get off this screen first.
Alexander reaches out to touch the Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Hello.
Go with your feelings. Get closer to me.
That's dirty. Don't be...
Alexander feels the tiny pinprick of the spider's bite and the slow burning of her poison.
Well, she's gonna have something to eat for quite some time, isn't she?
Thanks for the memories.
Tickets up. Next. Why do you think they call her a widow?
Okay, so... Oh.
So there you are, handsome. What can I do for you now?
So I do want to grab that piece of paper, but spoiler alert, you try to reach for it, she'll bite you, and that same thing will happen. So let's distract her a little bit.
Hey, don't touch that thread!
And grab the piece of paper.
Alexander snatches the scrap of parchment, curious to see what's written on it.
Love. Okay. But I guess we'll remember that for later.
The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
Okay, what's with the books here? Let's grab one.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize these books had an owner. I'm in need of a rare book.
No owner. All books have owners, my good man. And this book owner, bookworm to you, wouldn't part with one of his books for anything.
Isn't there something I can do for you to pay for the book?
Let's see. Do you have an itinerant clause?
No. No clauses at all, I'm afraid.
As an exception, you always should.
What is that?
Don't mind oxymoron and diphthong. They're fairly limited grammatical principles, you know. Let's see. A marsh pig that does Texas?
No. I'm afraid not.
A dangling participle?
I'm fresh out.
A purple fiddle whacker?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
An idiosyncrasy, perhaps?
Afraid not.
Ha! Then what good are you?
Well, he has rare books that he's willing to trade, but we don't have any of those weird things he was asking for. Guess we'll have to keep a lookout. Whatever those things. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much all of those were actual terms for the English language. So that's interesting. Like I don't know what an itinerant clause is, to be honest. I have to look that up. I know what an oxymoron is and a diphthong and... Hello?
A mushy swamp lies just off the path. It doesn't look like very good swimming.
It's an interesting
The
place.
fallen log has a good-sized knot or bump. A large tree stretches knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog. Why, it must be a dogwood tree.
Yeah, you're gonna start seeing even more puns.
A stick is stuck in the middle of the swamp.
What's up
The
with this
bump on the
guy?
log does not look particularly interesting to Alexander.
Well, believe it or not, see that face there? Can talk.
That bump on the log does not look
Oh.
particularly conversational to Alexander.
How about the sassy stick?
Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to that stick in the swamp.
I wonder if we can walk into the swamp.
The swampy bog sinks beneath Alexander's weight. He feels himself being sucked slowly but firmly down into the muck.
Uh-oh. Not a good idea.
As the marshy water fills Alexander's mouth, he thinks that although he'd always wanted to try a mud bath, this is hardly what he had in mind.
Tickets up. Next.
Do you ever get that sinking feeling?
Okay, so don't walk into the marsh.
Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit.
Milkweed, alright. Can we get some?
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush.
Oh, who's a
Apparently
good
the
boy?
dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
Oh well, let's move on. Oh, this place. I think of all the things I picture when I think of King's Quest VI, this is the one that most comes to mind. This scene here. Let's check out what we have.
Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears. Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts. Clinging vines climb the garden wall. The wallflowers look terribly shy. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path. There appears to be a hole in the garden wall.
Hello.
Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard. Wow,
You're not-
it really is a hole in the wall.
You're an odd fella.
Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir.
Looks like it. Anyway, that hole in the wall might be useful. Let's grab it.
Alexander decides to pick up the hole in the wall. A hole in the wall could be a very useful thing.
Oh,
Alexander
okay.
startled the poor thing. It's run off to hide behind the wallflowers.
It's too bad. Oh, wait, there's something I missed here.
Is that lettuce growing in the garden? It looks a little chilled. Why, it must be iceberg lettuce.
And what's this frowny little guy?
Alexander takes a close look at the tomato in the ground. It appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy? Go away, you rootless thing, you! Yeah!
Yep, that tomato is definitely rotten.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the best character in the whole King's Quest series. The Rotten Tomato. Hello, buddy.
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you think? I'm old, I'm rotten! Yeah! Leave me alone!
If you say so.
After all, you're just gonna let me sit here and rot on this dry ground like everybody else, aren't you?
Why, I don't know. I suppose...
Ah, never mind! Just go away! Ah!
Oh boy. And after making this game, Rotten Tomato went on to make a website that rates movies. The more you know.
Alexander says to no one in particular.
Oh.
What a pleasant garden this is.
The inhabitants smile shyly but do not reply. Rotten Tomato is rather put out with Alexander and won't pay attention to anything he says.
Well, let's see if we can take him along. He's not attached, doesn't seem like.
Hey! What do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me! Hey!
Alexander picks up Rotten Tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
And one of my favorite things about this game, when you go into your inventory...
The old Rotten Tomato gives Alexander a mean look and grumbles sourly.
Hands off, you!
The fact that he's in your inventory, but he like talks and has the mouth movement and everything is just so good. I had never seen that in a game before, and I don't know too many games that do that. Can I combine them with something?
There's no reason to use that on the mechanical nightingale.
Ah, that's too bad. Alright. So we have a Rotten Tomato. And now what's this door? Hello?
Alexander is standing at the edge of a strange land with rolling checkered hills. Two chessboard knights stand before the marble entrance, guarding a path which wanders like a ribbon into the velvety hills. A noble white chess knight stands at the top of the marble stairs. A red chess knight stands at the top of the marble steps.
Have anything to say?
Excuse me, what land lies beyond?
What land? Chessboard land, you knave.
I see. And is chessboard land part of the land of the Green Isles?
It is the home of the red and white queens, rulers of the Isle of Wonder, fairest of the islands that owe loyalty to the king of the land of the Green Isles. But perhaps not for long.
What do you mean?
What is the purpose of unity with the great king and queen dead? The princess is worth serving, but the feud with the other isles is strong.
Oh, hello. I've heard about this feuding happening.
I must insist, Your Highness. I shall send the lump of coal to the Vizier and the Princess as a present for their wedding, and that's the end of it.
And I suppose you'll leave me with only this stupid spoiled egg to send, Your Highness. I want to impress the new king and queen of the realm as much as you do. As queen of this island, I have every right to that lump of coal.
Who isn't queen of this isle? The lump of coal is in my possession. Therefore, I shall do as I please with it. Besides, there's nothing wrong with that spoiled egg.
The egg, though delightfully spoiled, is not nearly so valuable as the lump of coal, and you know it. Your Highness always got to carry the singing stone. It's not fair that you get the coal, too.
That doesn't count. The singing stone was stolen by that horrid beast. I should get to keep the coal just because my stone was stolen.
It wasn't your stone. It belonged to the Isle of Wonder treasury. Your Highness always thinks that everything is hers.
Excuse me, my good man, but could you settle an argument for us?
Which of us should get to carry the coal and which the egg? Remember, white is the color of deserving truth and virtue.
Quiet, your Highness, and let him make up his own mind. I, for one, shall be more proper, and not even mention the fact that red is the color of love.
I'm sorry, Your Majesties. I'm partial to both red and white, but I'm afraid that I don't know how to solve your problem. One of you will just have to be gracious and allow the other the lump of coal.
What a ridiculously stupid idea.
Quite ludicrous.
He was a lot of help, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Obviously a man of high intelligence.
That's rude. Either way, I think the Red Queen has the right
The
of
lump
it.
of coal goes much better with my gown anyway. Black and red are imperial colors.
As I feel,
That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Red does not go with anything, being much too self-conscious. White is the perfect accompaniment to any color.
we good? Alright, yeah, I was gonna say, I think the Red Queen has the right of it, because the coal is in her possession, so it seems to be her property, so that she gets to do whatever she wants with it. That's property rights for you. But if they dropped something...
The Red Queen has dropped her scarf on the steps.
Sure she won't mind us grabbing that.
Alexander picks up the Red Queen's scarf.
Alright, so let's head back. Now, before I leave, and I'm doing this last of all, because you're going to want to hurry, we want to pick up some iceberg lettuce. Now, when it's in your possession, it will start to melt, so you want to be quick with what you're going to do with this.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
Alright.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
Well, that's how ice works. So yeah, let's take a look. Oh, there it is.
Alexander is carrying a full head of a queer-looking lettuce made of ice. The lettuce is rapidly melting.
Yeah.
The iceberg lettuce is cold, wet, and not good eating.
Wait, I didn't even notice there's a speech icon down here.
What do you want from me? A recitation or something? Leave me alone. Yeah.
Oh, Rotten Tomato, you stay you. Alright, so let's hurry on. Now, they were talking about how the beast stole a singing stone? Oh, hello, Froggy. Maybe we should head to the Isle of the Beast next and see if we can't resolve that issue.
Alexander reads the love poem.
Oh, whoops.
What was it? What name? The name of...
I meant to click on the map.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
So the Isle of the Beast is right here.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Hello.
A little fawn is feeding on a grassy hillock near the sea.
Aren't you adorable?
There's an odd little creature dangling from that tree branch.
Dangling, huh?
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking. You are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is. Speech I am and nothing but.
You speak strangely, friend.
Strange, my speech is not. Eloquence I speak with.
But who are you? And why are you here?
Away I fly my home from. Lost I am therefore. As my name too, can you guess not? It's what I do this branch with, and the way I speak of.
It's weird. Okay, so this is a dangling participle. So for what I know about dangling participles, he's not actually speaking in dangling participles. He's just he's just twisting around the sentences and making it in a different order, but that's not what a dangling participle is. Oh, I don't know. Look it up yourself, because it's kind of an explanation. It's still something I'm not completely 100% sure how to explain, but yeah. Anyway, well, he seems to like weird sentences. We have one in our possession, don't we? Don't we? Didn't I grab... Oh, there we go.
Alexander is carrying, oddly enough, a sentence. It says, "Where are you going?"
Well, let's, give
Alexander
that
doesn't want to alter the forest.
No, to the...
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you?
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
That reminds me of when you pick up the dog in Monkey Island 2. Let's see, how's our... Yeah, lettuce is kind of shrinking a little bit. But we should be able to use it in time.
One end of the creature resembles a miniature dragon, while the other looks like a possum. What a strange-looking fellow.
Tickle me not. Take me home to.
Can I mix you with Rotten Tomato?
Hey, get that out of my face. Yeah.
What happens if I do it the other way around?
Thanks, no. Me want it not.
Alright, alright. Anyway, if we go further... Oh, hello, bunny.
Alexander is traveling on a path through a dense forest. The woods on either side of the path are teeming with wildlife. Blocking his progress north is a pond that boils with a magical intensity. A rabbit hops about rather fearlessly. It's probably never even seen a human. An old abandoned hunter's lamp is hanging on one of the trees. Alexander wonders who might have hunted in these dense woods.
Interesting.
A pond lies across the path. The water boils as if over some magical flame.
Let's see. Okay, we're doing good. Alright, let's just make our way across.
Alexander decides to brave the boiling pond.
Should be fine. Ooh. Ow, 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 ow.
And soon realizes a deep sympathy for soup vegetables as he learns the true meaning of being in a stew.
Tickets up. Next.
It looks like Alexander's in a bit of a stew.
Oh, you already said that. So, of course, what you want to do is throw in the iceberg lettuce before it completely melts.
Hoping to cool down the boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable.
Alright, so we cooled it down, but what awaits us here on the Isle of the Beast? Well, you're just going to have to find out next time on Let's Play King's Quest VI. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.